Welcome back to Let's Play Ace Combat 7.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Erusea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Frabanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But, what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusea, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shilage Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. While we can't use all our aircraft to attack, the transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron, you head out first and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Except for those guys who are all going to get killed mercilessly because we just refer to them as dogs and we're going to neuter them. Welcome. I'm not talking over these briefing sections because they are so meticulous and well made. And the music is always fantastic. I just can't do it.
This is where the point where that whole information disparity thing that Ace Combat 7's been making something of a theme of comes home to roost, because, I'm sure, there's gonna be absolutely no problem with just, going to Mihai's home and just, knocking the place over. Surely he's not going to be, there hanging around or anything, right?
Or his bros, who he tells not to refer to him as king. Even though he basically owns a castle and might as well be a king because Erusea decided it was a great idea to switch to a monarchy again. And now, apparently, in this story, the global network has suffered a temporary calamity, so no one has any IFF, nobody has any... I like the look of this plane so much. But nobody has any IFF.
Yeah, just the mild little case of Kessler syndrome. Don't worry, it'll be fine. So, yeah, anyways, because I've
What's this plane
effectively... this is the XFA-27, dubbed the Scarface by fans, but, so basically, since we're at the end of the game and I've kind of run out of planes to, show off, fuck it, let's crack the DLC open.
I think...
Because...
The DLC plane that I liked the most, I think... Gosh, I can't even remember off the top of my head. I haven't played Ace Combat 7 in a long time. There was it was one of the planes in the first wave of DLC, because then I know this one came a little bit later with two others. I think there was that Shinden.
This one came with the Shinden and the Nosferatu. So you're probably thinking of the first wave of DLC was the Morgan, the Falcon, and the plane that will be showing up at the end of the game that we're not going to talk about.
The Falcon is always going to have a place in my heart because I unlocked that meticulously in Ace Combat 5. And I don't like what they did to the TLS in this game. I remember talking about that in the thread. I just think they made it a little too weak. But I do like the detail where laser weapons are ineffective in cloud cover. They get dispersed, and you can't use the pulse laser and you can't use the TLS in the clouds.
Oh god, yeah, no, I remember that going why the hell isn't the laser working?
This is such a beautiful and well-detailed game, and it still holds up. And I'm holding out hope that there's going to be Ace Combat 8 coming up. And I know there's that article not too long ago where Kono talked about having the people who did the cutscenes in this game are going to make it, something like that. I don't know what to think of it yet, but cool. I want more Ace Combat. Because this game is fantastic. It was such a mind-blowing experience that it even made it to PC. For me, like, it's just, I can't believe they did it.
So, we capture this base and
This is just the Death Star trench run where you just take out the easy targets before getting to the castle there. I think you have to do this really fast to get an ace to spawn.
Yeah, like you got to do it. I think it like probably like under a minute. Taking out everything in under a minute. Or I think maybe 2 minutes, but yeah, no, it's definitely a super tight margin. But yeah, this is also like, as you can sort of tell by the more like somber and ponderous, thoughtful track that's being overlaid over the mission. This is also the don't think about all the blatant war crimes you're committing mission. Like, this is basically the you should feel bad for doing this one.
they already are firing on us.
I like that effect right there. That happens a lot in this game where the missile kind of just flies over the plane a little bit and nearly hits you because the hitboxes in this game are really well done. It's such a great effect.
Don't give up.
Anyway, yeah, war crime. Well, did you ever see that video? Sorry about that. Was my phone. Did you ever see that? There's like a video. There's a meme video comparing Ubisoft's Hawks lore and then Ace Combat lore, and then it's just playing this serious remix of Gautier's one-hit wonder song, and it's just all of the events in Ace Combat just flashing by. It's like Belka did everything wrong, and just all the war crimes, all the nukes, all the shooting the defenseless people in the tents in Ace Combat 0. Oh yeah, you're gonna shoot tents in this mission. You have to.
Yep.
Because they could contain enemy soldiers. You don't know that. You're up in the sky just dropping infinite missiles on everybody.
Yeah, they could also contain defenseless civilians, too.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
I love this franchise so much, but at the same time, like, it also does shit like Lost Kingdom that, again, really challenges my love for it sometimes.
I think it's outside of the narrative, it's not my favorite mission, just because Ace Combat 7 really lacked one thing that most of the biggest most of the most successful titles in the series didn't, and that's a good rival. And Mihai is not a good rival, and you don't really have any ace rivals throughout the main campaign. That was its biggest weakness, and it makes me sad. But this game is fantastic. Like beyond that,
I know, like Mihai sort of falls into the same trap that like what's his ass from Assault Horizon, like Markov does, of just being undermined by just the soft scripting in the game.
Yeah, constantly. He's just invincible, like, all the time. He's just scripted. Which, you know, is not inherently a bad thing, because Resident Evil 2 Remake exists.
Yeah,
and Resident Evil 3 Remake exists.
Yeah,
but,
and
yeah.
Hell, like, at the very least, like, once it was all said and done, like, they kind of got that right with Mimic Squadron. Like, their bullshit tricks are actually, like, really fun to fight against, and, like, they have a really great presence in the game and the narrative, and just like, you know,
stop getting flagged.
You have, yeah, oh god, yeah. It's only doing 1% damage per hit.
I'm sorry to derail
also,
you again, but there's one thing I just wanted to like ask. I didn't ask you this before because I wanted to wait till it was on recording. But have you seen the video of the guy who gets fucking sniped by a tank on that one mission when you're doing the penal squadron thing? He literally gets fucking shot out of the sky by a tank, and you can see the projectile get fired, soar up in there, and just smash him in the face.
I mean, I have had that happen to me once or twice, for, like, those, like, advanced tanks, the ones that can fire missiles at you.
No, it was a normal tank. It was.
Oh my god.
It was a standard ground-to-ground tank. It was not an AA tank.
How the fuck do you do that?
It's fantastic. But back to what you were saying. Yeah.
Lock on hostile.
Nickel.
This mission brings back to two things from the series so far. One is obviously the castle from Ace Combat 5 when you're rescuing Harling. But I also kind of like the little... There's no attention drawn to this, but you heard in the briefing where the briefing man says they converted a freeway into a runway, which is very much Ace Combat 4. That's what Yellow Squadron was doing.
And that one mission in Ace Combat 0 too, but yeah, it's actually, I think it's the it's up for debate, but I think it's the castle from Ace Combat 2, and also, oh god, here goes the tents.
It's fine,
I'm
they
a fucking
evacuated.
monster. But yeah, like, speculation is, like, this is actually, like, the castle from, like, Tin Castle in Ace Combat 2 and Assault Horizon Legacy.
Oh no, your wing! It's gonna be Star
Yeah.
Fox, you know, you don't have a wing.
It's okay, I managed to take it in a non-critical area.
Correct me if I'm
yeah,
wrong,
like
but that's actually what they say to explain Beehive's invincibility, right?
Yeah, that is, like,
if I remember
literally, like,
correctly.
in First Contact, if you get hit by Mihai, like, Vit's like, target hit, and Mihai's like, oh, he managed to take it in a non-critical area. I'll teach you how to do that when we get back to base.
This town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate.
I hate that so much.
We do what we need
They-
to survive, right?
They get everything else right with this game, as an Ace Combat game, but then there was just nothing for the rival squadron elements. Which is kind of like, it's kind of funny because it's easy to compare that to Deus Ex Human Revolution, where the whole game was so well received, but the bosses were not, and rightfully not.
Accelerate inside the tunnel. Won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
I mean, I appreciate Soul Squadron as characters, and we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that in the missions coming up. But,
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but the guy we just saw, what's his face with the pretty hair, like
yeah,
he continues.
You're in violation of Shilage airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Ocean Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
yeah, I was going to say, like, could you be a little bit more dickish about it, Longcaster?
Defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will...
But then they say things like that, and it's very silly. Yeah, this could... You can't help but think that this could be very easily resolved, because I want to note that he said you're violating Shilage airspace, but he's not really operating as an Erusian officer right now. But you're not really operating as Oseans either. You're just kind of like, well, all of this fucking sucks, so we need to get to the lighthouse, but we also need supplies. So why don't we team up and deal with those people who are instigating conflict still?
Basically,
no,
yeah, like,
you're defiling our...
like, yeah, like, again, like, that's the thing about this game, like, hell, the thing about, like, all the Ace Combat games is, like, just, the plot could be resolved very easily just through simple communication, but then again, the game wouldn't exist.
Locked on.
I think there was another thing, too, that came up with Ace Combat 7's development, in that I believe they reached a point, then realized they had to cancel everything and redo it. Is that it?
Yeah, well,
Am I remembering correctly?
I know doing VR mode, like, put another year and a half on the development cycle for, like, literally half a game mode that didn't even make it to its completion.
We just need to buy ourselves some time.
Because I believe I remember reading an article. We've already gotten past the the mission where there was the mission where you go to that mass driver, right? That was a past mission.
Yeah, Tyler Island. Yeah.
There was an article that was talking about that. I think that's where they said stuff was cut from the story still, even in the remake version. It's been a long time though, but yeah, the development of this game was really troubled. And
speaking
Kono
of
made that very
trouble,
clear.
This, as expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
It's some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east.
That's not Latin music.
Fuck what you heard! It's what you hearing! It's what you hearing! Listen! It's what you hearing! Listen! It's what you hearing! Listen!
High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
oh motherfucker!
Let's find your own sky.
What is that supposed to mean? Oh, what the fuck was that?
I suppose it's on brand for Beehive to show up to the boss fight playing his own goddamn theme music.
Damn, you are getting destroyed in this mission somehow.
No, it's fine, I got the automatic fire extinguisher. But, oh god, yeah, X is really gonna give it to you with that fucking railgun.
One thing I always kind of disliked about... It's not necessarily this game, it happens in pretty much every Ace Combat, but there's this thing where the enemy AI sometimes, or, you know, constantly in the case of this guy, and other bosses, they pretty much do impossible scripted maneuvers just like that one. And it's like,
oh yeah, like
it's really annoying.
The super fast, like, yeah, zip it across the fucking sky, like,
yeah. It's basically Ace Combat 3.txt right there.
He's not alone.
Speaking of Ace Combat 3, it was confirmed that Jaeger is, your squad mate over there, Jaeger, is also the dad of that one guy named Jaeger.
Yeah, he's Eric Jaeger's father, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be, I'm gonna be really surprised if we start getting into the Cyberpunk territory again. But, oh man, speaking of, this is, have you already done a video and uploaded it for the DLC mission? Like, even the first one?
Commentaries reported for it, yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, I was just gonna mention that a long time ago in the general thread for Ace Combat, I stumbled upon a Japanese-only article that was talking about some of the background information from the DLC, and it was getting heavily connected to Ace Combat 3, so...
Oh god, yeah, about how, like, the dipshit twins work for General Resource.
Yes, it was because we could see it in the DLC there. You see how Mihai over there is Archange, and then it has, like, a little set of characters, like EAF over there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. As soon as you see the twins, you see GRDF. It's like, what starts with GR in this canon?
Yeah, no, it's GRGM, General Resource Guardian Mercenaries, it's called, yeah. But basically, and, yeah, no, they fucking work for General Resource, and hell, like, even the background...
They're Belka. They're Belka.
Yeah.
So Belka did everything.
Well, hell, like, even the planes in, like, Ace Combat X, like, the background information on them was like yeah, like, they are flat out made by Newcom. Like, they're prototypes of all of Newcom's planes in
that was pretty
Electrosphere, but yeah.
That actually caught me off guard when it just exploded.
Trigger, splash the bandit!
Cheap kill for a cheap fight, and thank God that's the end of
Does
DMX.
He eventually, like, instant kill you? Not to talk, like... Well, I won't talk
Nope.
about this.
I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
I've always wondered if the fight goes on too long, you just, like, he just does a railgun instant kill, but I've never taken that long, so I don't really know.
I mean, yeah, the railgun does get increasingly more accurate the longer the fight goes on. So yeah, it would not surprise me if you do reach a point where just, like, it's going to hit you no matter what you try and do.
Went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian
excellent. More pizza.
is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors.
Well, yeah, because, you know, when forces are moving, it's always going to be the Air Force.
But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyver. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusea had a lot up their sleeves.
I love the acknowledgments.
They were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger...
Yeah, so that's Ace Combat 2 and Ace Combat 04.
We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's
But you
loose.
know, in war, all war
Solid
is
chain of
decided by
command.
one plane.
Periods after sorties.
Yep.
A battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion.
I joke about it, but
Feels like a distant dream.
all of the gameplay elements
Now,
aside,
just
like,
how the hell
it's
are we
endlessly
gonna get out of this
entertaining
mess?
and it's good drama. I enjoy it every time. I'm just so happy that Ace Combat 7 was allowed to exist, that it was able to come out, everything about it, for all of its troubles and like everything that like Kono talked about and we know. It's like, damn, I'm so happy. I can't wait for more.
Yeah, well, sure as shit beats ending this LP project on Ace Combat X, that's for sure.